What's happening, guys? Well, I haven't been making a lot of videos lately because it's time to grow lots of veg, I reckon. That's my response to what's going on at the moment. General idea is that I should be able to feed myself without going to the shops. Trouble is, that's not going to be till like September when everything grows. But who knows how long this is going to go, and probably not till September. But it's a great opportunity, you know, this lockdown, to get closer to your own heart, closer to your own spirit, and do the things that you really believe in. And for a long time, I've wanted to kind of live off my own vegetables that I grow, because quite a big garden here. I just kind of pan around a bit. There's lots of space to grow stuff, basically, and I don't usually grow much, maybe some potatoes or something, but I thought this year I'd really try and do the whole thing. Definitely time I got a video made as well, because just haven't made any videos for about a week at the moment. So more readings and stuff coming up. I haven't done any astrology this week, I'm afraid, because it's taken lots of digging to do this kind of thing. I did this yesterday. This is about a 1 metre, about 3 feet square fertiliser bag, and I've rolled the sides down. It comes up over 2 feet tall, and in here I've put some carrots. First I grew them in this thing, which I've half cleared out, and you know, it doesn't look much in there, does it? But the ones I've taken out of there have filled this whole thing. They're only about 4 inches apart, but the idea is this is a deep bed, and once they've grown a bit, I'm going to roll the sides up a bit and put a load more soil in there. There's the cat. Where are you, cat? There. Say hello. Okay, there's the cat, and there is a bag of compost which is nearly empty. So yeah, I'll roll the sides of this up once they've grown a bit, and I'll earth them up, put earth on top, and they should grow nice and big. I've grown carrots here before. We have a bit of a carrot fly problem usually, but I'm going to be on the case as much as I can. So the only trouble with this is watering it, you know. If you use a watering can right now, or a hose pipe or something, it knocks all the little seedlings out. So I've got to use a sprayer, which is usually the kind of thing people use for spraying chemicals. I'm not going to spray any chemicals. I'm sure that's not necessary. My one regret here is you can see the little blue slug pellets in there, and I don't like using them, but I've tried all the kind of organic ones and the new wool ones, and quite honestly they don't work. I don't know if that's just here in my little bit of the valley, but I just find they don't work. The slugs seem to like them, like snuggle into the woolen ones and stay there. So there's the rest of that first batch of carrots. I'm getting another bag ready for those at the moment, and behind it there's some more carrots that haven't come on very far yet. I'm not being too adventurous because, well, seeds are radically expensive on eBay now. People are gouging really badly. Used to be able to get like 1,000 leek seeds for about $3.99, it's about 4 GBP. And now you get 25 for 4 GBP. So it's not really helping anybody, that. So that's not welcome. There's some more carrots in behind there. Behind that, these have got artichokes in, but I haven't done much work on them yet. They're just starting to come, but nothing much showing through there yet. But goodness me, I'm not made of energy, you know. Well, apart from spiritual energy, because we're all made of that. But I just haven't kind of got round to that yet. Sure, that'll happen in the next week or so. Behind there, we've got some rhubarb. Let's have a wander over and have a look at it. Next to it, there's this bag which I've just been filling up with soil. I'm going to put the next lot of carrots in there. It's another 3 foot square, 1 metre square bag with the sides rolled down. I dug all the soil out of there. Because compost it's not exactly in short supply, but I don't want to keep driving in and out to the shops all the time buying compost or anything else. Try to stay here where I can. Look at all those roots. Big pile of them there. The chickens enjoy eating those and rootling through them and finding little grubs to eat and stuff. Some leeks behind there. These ones are some leeks that were left over from last year, and they were actually still growing. They were like runty ones that didn't come up last year, and they're doing pretty good now. They're getting nice and big. There's leek seeds in here, but they don't seem to be growing at all yet. But I don't know, leeks, though, they kind of grow in quite difficult conditions, but they take their time, I'll say that. So we'll move on a bit. What do you think, Puss? Eh? I've got two cats, but this is the friendliest one. Okay, so yeah, here, look, there's a potato coming through. And there's quite a few in this patch. It's about 6 foot long, about 2 foot, 2'6" wide, something like that. More potatoes in here, because potatoes grow really well here usually. Fingers crossed, I hope I haven't put a jinx on it by saying that, but they usually grow nicely. And my sage plant as well. Look at that. Do lots of smudging with that. Maybe put some in food as well. It's got a few kind of horrible leaves left on it from last year, but it's filling up with nice new green growth here, so that's good. And the potato plant showing through. I only planted these a couple of weeks ago, actually, and they're not proper seed potatoes. They're Rudolph potatoes, which I got from Tesco's supermarket, and I sprouted them and planted them rather than eat them, because I've grown Rudolph before, just from ordinary potatoes you buy for eating, and they grow really fast, or the last lot did, so I hope they haven't been kind of genetically modified to stop that happening. A couple more spuds coming through there. And this, which I planted a while ago, these are Sharps Express First Earlies, and I went for those because they will keep on growing and they'll produce some really big potatoes if you let them grow all through the season. And there's quite a few of these coming out now as well. There's not much compost in this. This is mostly just garden soil that I dug up, which is why it's full of stones. But potatoes are great, really. They clear all the weeds out, because once they spread their leaves out, they take all the light and the weeds can't take over. There's some more carrots here, it's the only thing you can see growing down the middle of this one. And there's some onions that haven't come out yet all along here. And on the other side, there's more leeks which haven't come out. And there's some lettuce that hasn't come out either, which I also got price gouged on. £3.29 for 15 seeds. 15, it's insane. So more spuds there as well. So it's all happening, it's all coming. And this is my surprise, a bucket of stones I took out of a tiny bit of soil there. All those stones were in it. And some chives from last year that need a bit of love, and they're going to get it. This thing, this sprayer, I bought it on eBay last week because my normal sprayer is just packed up and it wouldn't work. Wouldn't do anything really, and it's much bigger than this, much harder to lug about, so I thought I'd get this small one. But it's knackered already, so I'm going to have to try and make a new sprayer out of this. And can we see the other one? The other one is that green thing in the background there, which is much bigger and much better when it's working actually. You strap it on your back like a knapsack. It's a knapsack sprayer. You pump the handle and it all comes out. So I'm going to have to make a hybrid one. This is just some waste soil or so, I thought, when I looked closely into it. There's 3 tiny potato plants showing through there, so I have to get them open. So loads of potatoes, loads of carrots. Ought to be a shed load of leeks when they finally poke their heads through and start growing, but I just never know. I never know. Potatoes I'm sure of, carrots I'm semi-sure of, and they do seem to be growing. Who knows about leeks, eh? Here we've got some tobacco plants. Probably be the best thing would be if I just gave up smoking, but I don't fancy doing that just yet. So we've got some tobacco plants here with horrible slug pellets again. And I can't remember what's in here. Oh yes, I can. It's peppers. Red hot chili peppers apparently. Or perhaps not all that hot. They didn't look like a really hot variety, but they're not doing anything yet either. There we are. This is where I am, and this is what I'm doing. And I'll get back to making the videos again very soon, actually, because I miss doing that. It's great to have that connection with everybody. But it's just kind of March and April when you're growing stuff is the time you've got to be super active. After that, it's more to do with picking slugs off things and just generally keeping it tidy. But right now, I start early in the morning because by the middle of the day, it gets ridiculously hot. And I'm an Englishman, so you know I do stay out in the midday sun, but I often regret it, and I can't get much done there at that time. So I have a couple of hours off in the afternoon, then I'm back to it. I'll be back to it in a minute. Looks like it might be a rainy day today, and as much as I love the sun, we could do with a drop of rain. It saves me watering things all the time, which is taking ages at the moment. But that's about it. I've got some other seeds that I haven't planted yet. Mainly because they're out of date, so I didn't want to put the main kind of bulk of my effort into them. But I think I'll get them planted anyway. There's some purple sprouting broccoli, there's some rainbow chard, and there's some peas, which are about 5 years out of date. I don't hold out much hope for them growing, but might as well try, eh? It's, I don't know, if you want to do something, you might as well try, that's the truth. There's no reason to ignore it, no reason to avoid it, really. Just a bit of extra work, and I'm sure I'll get 1 or 2 broccoli heads out of it, so that's no bad thing. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Be safe, keep it at least semi-real, keep it twig brother. See you again soon. Peace.